everyone, welcome back to Clutch Situation. I hope you like the new bumper at the front of the channel. A friend of mine had encouraged me to work on that bumper, and it turns out that another friend of mine, Jeremy Chretien, works for a local news station. He is a video editor for them. And so he was able to whip up that little bumper intro for me, and so thanks to Jeremy for doing that. I really appreciate that. And hopefully we feel, some of you feel like that enhances the channel a little bit. The purpose of doing the video today, though, is that in doing the top 10 video and uploading it and then doing the drafting pencils video that I just did, I realized that I had put a pencil in the top 10 that I hadn't even officially reviewed on the channel, so I figured it was time to do that. And so today, I'm going to be reviewing the Zebra Delguard Type LX. Let's do a little bit of writing with it. Zebra Delguard Type LX. This is one of several premium Delguards that Zebra makes, the other one being the Type ER that has the fun little eraser mechanism. But if I'm going to put the LX in the top 10, I think I better review it, right? And so I got this on my trip to Tokyo Pen Shop that I did in April, and it's available from a lot of sellers, but moderately priced pencil that if you're looking for an upgrade, I would highly recommend the Zebra Delguard Type LX. You can buy the Delguard, the original model, at Walgreens. I think for sure they sell it at Walgreens. I don't want to quote any other stores specifically because I'm not sure, but I know for a fact that they're selling the normal model at Walgreens in the US. But if you're looking for a little bit of an upgrade with the Delguard mechanism, that lead breakage avoidance mechanism, I would recommend the Delguard Type LX. Let's go ahead and run down the rating scale on it. We're going to jump right into this one. So writing experience. Great. What I find interesting about the Zebra Delguard LX is that it is a little on the heavier side, and I frequently comment on the channel about how heavy is an issue for me. And I want to clarify that because a lot of viewers have asked great questions. Well, I'm comparing the numbers of grams between these pencils, and you're calling something heavy when it's fewer grams than another pencil. And that's a great observation. We should discuss that. Specifically, those comments help me to think about what I really mean by a pencil feeling heavy in my hand. And it isn't just raw weight I've decided that is the concern for me. It is also how that weight is spread across the pencil. And so pencils that I've recently been a little bit more critical of, such as the TWSBI Precision or Rotring Rapid Pro, when you actually look up their numerical values for their mass, you might find that they're around some other pencils that I don't consider weighty, and that caused me to realize that it isn't the raw numbers alone that are of concern for me, it is how that weight is spread across the pencil, and I think the Zebra Delguard is a really good example of that. Zebra Delguard, the weight is more towards the tip of the pencil rather than spread out across the entire body of the pencil. And that is what is bothersome for me. It's not just the raw weight, it's whenever that weight is spread out across the whole pencil, I'm more likely to get hand fatigue. Now, it's going to vary based upon individual people, right? And so for you, you might not get that hand fatigue for a pencil where the weight is spread out all across it, but for me, that is an issue for me. I like the Delguard expressly because even though it's a little weighty, it is more towards the tip. And the Delguard mechanism happens to be a great pencil for the purposes of having the weight more towards the tip because the entire mechanism is designed to prevent lead breakage if you have a heavy hand. So if you press up and down, the mechanism moves, protecting the lead. Even if you press from the side, the mechanism moves, protecting the lead. And that's sort of the whole idea behind the Delguard mechanism. You might think to compare it to other interesting mechanisms to the Unikuratoga, but it's not doing what the Unikuratoga is designed to do. So for me as a mechanical pencil enthusiast, protecting lead breakage is a more pressing concern to me than is rotating the lead. And of course, I've also been critical of Unikuratoga models. I have to mention that there are some pencils coming up on the channel that I'd like to review soon, like the Unikuratoga Advance, that might finally be the Unikuratoga that I'm willing to put in the top 10. You know, I don't know. We're going to see on that one. Let's continue with the review of the Zebra Delguard LX, though. Quality, great. I said in the top 10 video that this thing is kind of like a tank, and it is. I sort of feel like you could hit this thing with ordnance and it would survive. Okay, and yes, that's an exaggeration, but it's just a really strongly constructed instrument. Just doing a quick little rundown of the body, you can see that there are these ridges where the grip is, and these ridges are pretty much exactly where I hold a pencil. And so that works out really well for me. The bottom part of it is plastic, okay, that is surrounding the mechanism. But then we have the metal section here. This is plastic, I believe, up top, metal pocket clip, and the eraser cap is plastic, but it's pretty darn sturdy in its overall design, and I really like it. And so, very high quality pencil. This thing, if you take care of it, is going to last for a really, really long time. Features. Well, this is where we're going to take a hit, of course, good, because I would call Zebra Delguard pencils quasi-pocket safe, because you can see this little conical lead sleeve here. If I can get it to focus, this conical lead sleeve, so long as the lead is retracted, you could put that in your pocket and you would be okay. And so it's not perfectly blunted that, you know, you would expect. I could see that with a lot of force that tip could puncture someone's pocket, but you really have to ram it into your pocket for that to be a concern. And so I call it quasi-pocket safe. In terms of other features, it's got a pocket clip, it's got an eraser, it's got that Delguard mechanism as its primary feature. And so there are more feature-rich pencils out there, to be sure. I acknowledge that. But in terms of the Zebra Delguard LX, still good. And last thing that we want on the rating scale is cost. Cost is going to be moderate. I think mine was $16 USD from Tokyo Pen Shop. And you can get these, whoops, that's lead breakage on the Delguard. So not foolproof, okay? 16 USD, Tokyo Pen Shop. You can see that I'm working on a Threshold Madness deck right now. Two of my favorite mechanics for Magic the Gathering. This isn't a Magic the Gathering channel, but I just throw that out there for the viewers who are simultaneous mechanical pencil Magic the Gathering nerds. Okay, I mostly just play Legacy and Modern and other formats outside of Standard. And so obviously many of these cards wouldn't be legal in Standard format. Anyway, so that nails down the Zebra Delguard Type LX. All the different features of it. So what are the overall pros of it? Well, the grip happens to be textured at a place that is perfect for me. It's not the most involved grip in the world, in that it's not knurled. It doesn't have silicone rubber pads or anything like that. It just basically has ridges that are incorporated as part of the metal structure of it. It's an interesting grip. It's a pretty unique grip amongst mechanical pencils, and so I would call it an overall pro. Strong pocket clip, that Delguard mechanism, which prevents most lead breakage, as we just saw, but not all. And I prefer the fact that the weighting is to the grip rather than spread out over the whole pencil. It is a heavier pencil. I don't know its gram rate statistic right off the top of my head. I don't look those things up for the video, but that weighting is definitely more towards the tip than it is spread out across the entire pencil. Now, in terms of cons, I think that the positioning of the grip and the texture on it may turn off some people. It does have that small little tiny eraser, and it is a tad heavy. I want to leave for the possibility that that weighting, even though it is concentrated at the tip, may not be the right weighting for some people. And so my verdict for the Zebra Delguard Type LX is that it belongs right next to the Type ER in that last spot on the top 10 list. Stay tuned for more from Clutch Situation. I have an honorable mentions video coming up in which I'm sort of going to be going over the best of the rest that doesn't quite make the top 10 and didn't make my top drafting pencils list, for some of you who are interested in seeing what some other great buys are out there. And it's going to run the gamut from economy pencils all the way up to very expensive pencils. And so I'm going to try to give the best of the rest on that. And I still have a lot of other pencils that I haven't reviewed on the channel that I want to review. So there's lots coming up. And so thanks for watching. Hope you like the new start bumper at the beginning of the video, and catch you later.